So if they're listening to this, maybe not necessarily now, maybe they're listening, they'll be able to see this video later, and they want to volunteer and be a part of REAVO. And my school is not yet part of REAVO or whatever. How does that work? And if I'm a school and I'd like you guys to talk to my students about volunteerism, right? Because I think that's an excellent thing. And I know there's a lot of schools out there who don't have anything that is like this.
Yes.
What should they do? Go ahead.
You just need one person with an interest in REAVO to start a flame.
Okay.
Okay.
So how does it work? Like, do I need to go to, for example, your Congress is happening in Ateneo. Do I need to go to Ateneo to be able to be, be a part of it? Or is there a number that I can call? Can we bring you over to their school? How does it work?
Okay, so first, I love that you mentioned the Congress. We'll get into that in a bit.
Yes, please.
But first, I'd like to address your question. You asked, how can we start REAVO, basically?
Yeah.
Or how can I join REAVO?
Yeah.
Right, so we're currently in 6 schools. But
Which are, can you mention
the
the
6 schools. So
Okay.
we have the REAVO Eagles
Okay.
at Sacred Heart School, Ateneo de Cebu.
Okay.
We have the REAVO Grey Wolves at Don Bosco
Don Bosco.
Technical College.
Okay.
We have the REAVO Whale Sharks at Marie Ernestine School.
Whale sharks. Okay.
Yeah,
Whale
unique, right?
Sharks.
Okay.
But
Your spirit.
not just unique. We also have the REAVO Saints
Oh, okay.
Yes.
at the Mary Help of Christian School.
So why do they get to have saints and the others have animals?
Yeah.
Right? What is that? What is that?
Hey, it's okay. You know, animals, we're all still creations of God.
Okay.
Same thing, right?
We associate it with their symbol, right?
Yeah, their symbol.
Their
Ah.
symbol.
So like in Ateneo, eagles. So
Yes,
Okay.
soar high. So
Yeah.
that's why we're called eagles.
eagles,
okay.
yeah. But then we also have the REAVO Techtions.
Where's that?
The
Tection.
College of
Institute of
CIT?
Techno-
not
CIT?
CIT or the Wildcats.
Okay.
Yeah.
The College of Technological Sciences.
CTU.
No.
No,
CTS.
that's not-
CTSC.
CTSC.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you belong to one of those schools, you can look for the REAVO representative in that school
That's true.
and volunteer for that, right?
Yes.
And if you want to make your own REAVO group because your school doesn't have it yet, what should I do?
Right. So we're facing that right now
Yeah.
because there's no REAVO when we went into college. There's no REAVO in University of San Carlos,
Yeah.
as well as in Veles.
Correct, yeah.
We talked to 01 about it.
Okay.
And then we came to this realization that, like Mantoda said, you only need one member to start the flame. So for us, we just have to continue what we're doing. We just need to show up. We just need to continue having that REAVO mindset in which we're always ready to help others and to serve others, and the rest will follow. So we're looking into maybe people having this interest. So you see your peers, like you have blockmates, right, who are curious
Yes.
about REAVO. Shout out to them.
They're watching right now.
They're watching. Oh, say
Yes. Hi guys. Thank you for supporting.
Right. So when we have these people who are interested in REAVO, I think that's where it starts. That's where it all starts. Maybe then you can put up the org at the school, talk to the admin about it. But it all starts with the spark, which we both first saw when we
Yes.
joined REAVO.
Because you don't need to create a big flame directly.
Because that'll be an emergency,
Yes.
right?
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, that's called a fire.
Right.
So you just have to influence the people surrounding you. You don't have to put up the org directly. You don't have to put pressure on yourself. So just influence the people around you, and then it will start growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Because after all, that's how REAVO started.
Yeah.
From 5 people, and now we're really big.
Yeah.
And I think with the headlines that we're watching these days, I think it is needed more than ever, especially if you're a parent and you don't know what to do with your kids, and even if you're a parent too yourself, and you want to be able to be in touch with what Steven Pinker calls our better angels, right? So I think volunteering for such a group, I think, is the way to go, right? Because
Yeah.
it's very frustrating. It weighs you down sometimes when you see all of these people, en masse, like practically everyone, just looking like or sounding like they've been corrupted by the system, by our culture, right? And
Yeah.
and this is kind of counterculture, if you want to look at it like that, right?
Yeah, definitely.
This is kind of
Wider perspective.
Yeah, this is a kind of counterculture that, like Jen said earlier, sir. Actually, it was you guys who mentioned it. Pure service, right? Service can be pure. You don't have to have any anything that you get in return, right?
Yeah.
And I think just to be able to be close to that energy, I think will do you a lot of good, right? And
Definitely.
and because you have a feeling mga bay, sometimes mga everyone is just corrupt.
Gani.
Lagi.
You have that
Yeah.
feel. There's a vibe going on in this country
You lose the
Yeah.
trust
right
bitaw.
now, right?
Oh.
And you don't trust anybody anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't you get that feeling too sometimes, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
as young as we
Everybody
are,
does.
we all get those feelings, especially.
What are we
Yeah.
going to do? Like if everybody's corrupt, right?
Yeah.
And
Who
there's-
are you gonna call?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
So to be able to just be close in proximity to that vibe, to that incorruptible spirit, I think is a good start.
Mm.
Because I think also for us in the volunteer industry, or those of us in
Industry.
volunteerism, it's also really something annoying. It's something that bothers us a lot.
What do you mean?
The fact corruption in general.
Okay.
Because we put our own time and our own resources and our own skills to help those in need. But when money isn't put where it's supposed to be placed, and when the people in power don't necessarily fulfill their duties in that sense, it puts a burden on us volunteers to have to use the resources as an opportunity cost. Instead of developing preventive services, or instead of like focusing on what we could do to prepare the community for emergencies and disasters, most especially, we are forced to react in emergency situations, which we feel like could have been in better circumstances if we felt like there was no corruption, for of course, as
Yeah.
volunteers. Like, it's like they're giving us imbis nga we can use our resources to help others hinuon. We are torn between helping more people just because we are given, like, for example, let me just put it out there, like,
Go ahead.
with the flood issue, we try to use as much resources as we have to help those in need. So of course, those who are, who lost their houses, those who don't really have the means to survive in this crisis, we give our resources to help them out as volunteers. And so when they're affected by these calamities because of the lack of responsibility in our government, then it becomes an issue also, not just for the people in general, but also for volunteers who are pouring their time and efforts in trying to help these people out. So then again, it becomes like, it's like our efforts are almost not wasted, is a lack of a good term, but I would feel
in
like
vain?
it's like, not that they're in vain. I feel like our efforts are abused in that sense.
yeah.
Naarabitay volunteers, there are volunteer groups who can help
Lagi.
these people, so we don't really have to focus on helping this certain community. But then we have to realize also that there are volunteers who put in their time and their money, and imbis nga they can use it to help their families, they use it to help the broader community. So it's something also that I feel like a lot of us should realize.
Yeah. And sometimes they're going to think now we have to gain their trust balik ba, because they're going to think, you guys are just volunteering because you have something to gain. And so we have to put more time on gaining back their trust and in helping them. So
Well, people, there's always something to gain when you're
Yes.
volunteering.
That's true.
that's right.
Yeah, there's always something to gain, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with gaining something from volunteering. Just being a volunteer, you already gained something
Yeah.
from it because it feels good to volunteer,
That's true.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, besides that, sir, according to Miss Carmela Narvios, there's something else you can gain in REAVO as well, because apparently Miss Jen found love in REAVO.
Yes.
Oh.
So Tita Jen, who was here earlier, funny story if we may tell it.
Go ahead, tell us. We like funny stories because God knows both of us are not funny.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a funny joke though.
Okay.
That was a joke, right? Right. So
Thank
for
you,
Tita Jen,
you. Okay.
years ago, she found love in REAVO.
Tell me
Right.
about,
So
tell
she's
me
the
about it.
inspiration of many juniors nowadays who want to find love in REAVO.
Okay.
So what happened was
Go ahead. Love
she found
in
a
REAVO.
boyfriend in REAVO.
Okay.
So he was actually tuning in earlier.
From all the way in Malaysia.
yeah,
right?
all the way in Malaysia.
Yeah.
And then it's so cute because he proposed to her in one of the REAVO anniversaries.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Not
so
in,
it
not,
really
not in an
shows.
emergency, right? Not in an
Yeah, not
emergency.
during an
Not during an
emergency.
emergency.
In the middle of a fire. No.
No,
no.
during the anniversary. So
Okay.
it's something really to celebrate, because I think that when you see someone, when you see someone helping another person, that's something that's like, damn.
Yeah.
Like-
that's sexy.
Right. So
Plasura.
yeah, and then in REAVO you also get to see people in their most vulnerable state.
Yeah.
So then you realize that, I'm human, you're human, and I don't know, maybe that's where love grows in
Yeah.
REAVO. So that's shout out to Tita Jen
Yeah.
and Tito Ian for, finding love in REAVO.
Yeah. For some odd reasons, this term propped up in my brain because we don't control our brains, right? This is a really random thought, but I hear the word or the term virtue signaling a lot,
Ooh.
right? Virtue signaling, meaning to say,
Yeah.
like you post stuff, on social media, and you tell people that you're doing this, you're doing that, and you're telling the world that you're a good person, that you're smart, whatever signal that you want, right?
Yeah.
You want the world to know that you're virtuous.
Yeah.
So akong pangutana ni Ani ba, like you said the word pure service. I want to go back to that. I want to go back to pure service because I think virtue signaling is the opposite of
Okay.
pure service. What does that really mean? Let's go back to that and just harp on that a little bit more than usual. So what does that really mean to the potential future volunteer who will be volunteering for REAVO Junior? Go ahead.
Right. So I love that you mentioned virtue signaling. It's my first time hearing that. And you learn new things every day.
Yeah.
But what I love about that idea is the fact that we have to acknowledge also that the reality of life, especially nowadays, is social media.
Yeah.
And so in gaining trust or in trusting someone in general, of course, you would trust someone with the credibility.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think virtue signaling, instead of something that could be combative to pure service,
Yeah.
I think it's something that could be used as a tool.
Mm.
Because of course, being someone in pure service doesn't mean that you're doing it all. It's not cliche, okay? It's not saying like, pure service, like nothing, I'm gaining nothing from this. Because to be honest, the more you serve, the more you gain the credibility and the trust also from others. The more you become a credible person in society, and the more influence you will have on others. So I think that through virtue signaling, through showing what you can do for others, you're instead marketing the volunteerism in itself. So you're marketing the org, you're marketing REAVO, like, I am trained in this. For example, you show your certifications. I'm trained in this, in that, in this. Of course, people will be willing to trust this person in REAVO because of their certifications. And of course, in showing, I feel like there's nothing wrong in showing your capabilities for as long as you're not over, if you're not going over your own bound, like, if you're not like bragging about it too much, then
But
there's nothing wrong
I
with
think
it.
virtual signaling becomes bad if you're not actually doing it.
anything.
Yeah.
Because
for
you're
sure.
you're just signaling, like you're doing it. Save the whales, for example, and
And then you don't do anything about saving it.
you know what I mean. That's
Right.
virtual signaling. That
Yeah.
that becomes bad.
That's
Probably
actually
a very
soon.
good example that I can give of virtue signaling. During the George Floyd riots in the protests rather in the U.S. I remember there were a bunch of excuse me.
Bless you.
There were thank you. There were a bunch of social media personalities who went to the protests and igo lang sila nag-post unya nihawa dayon.
Oh my God.
Post, take photos
Yeah.
and nihawa
And
dayon.
that abounds now.
Yeah.
You know that, right? I mean,
Yes, definitely.
Princess and Jaden, especially with social media now, and you can't see the full picture, right?
Yes.
Even the camera of a phone has a limited view. You don't really know what's happening, right?
Yeah.
So you can curate your life, and then people think that you're this virtuous person, but in reality, in the background, you're really just posting stuff,
Yeah.
right? So it's important. This is your opportunity to not just post, but to be able to actually do something about it,
Yeah.
and to be able to do something about it at a larger scale than doing it by yourself. So if you volunteer for REAVO, you have the whole armada of REAVO, meaning to say you have all the resources, the assets, and the people to help you accomplish the thing that you are just virtual signaling for, right?
Yeah.
Right?
That's true.
Yeah.
It's funny. Mantor and I talked about this the other
Yeah,
day, how we see a lot of people commenting on the recent issues of corruption.
Yeah,
A lot of people posting about
Yeah.
it. But then when there comes an opportunity to really speak about it,
Yeah.
these people go silent.
Yeah.
And it's something quite funny to us, really, because it's common.
Mm.
There are a lot of people going hard saying, oh my God, why are you not doing this? Why are you doing that instead of doing this? And, teenagers as we can be, we acknowledge that sometimes we have these feelings that we can't control and then it pours out to social media. But then we also have to be practical and realize that what we say is out there for good.
Internet's forever.
Yeah, internet's forever. And in REAVO, we truly do believe in turning idealism into actual service.
Exactly.
Into turning it into reality rather than just speaking about it. Because, we may sound like hypocrites right now. We're just speaking about what REAVO is. But I personally, and I think Mantoda as well, we're proud enough to say that what we're saying is not just virtue signaling. It's something that is we've learned through our experiences, and we have yet to learn so much more in REAVO. And I think that having that mindset, humbling yourself in realizing that you also have so much more to learn and so much room for improvement is what really makes you learn more.
And you can't do it alone.
You can't do it alone.
Yeah, that's why you're asking for more recruits, more members, right?
Yeah.
And that's why you're doing the REAVO Congress, the Youth Congress.
Yes.
Tell me about that event.
Right. Mantoda, you want to start?
Okay.
Tell us what event?
So-
Princess, go ahead, Princess.
Actually, the idea came from her wonderful brain.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
The
a very
the left brain or the
beautiful brain.
right brain?
Both brains.
Both brains.
Yes.
Both brainses. Okay.
Both brains. So what we aimed this, actually our theme this year is Youth United, Service Ignited. So we want to train the youth, and we want to build, foster, we want the youth to be able to hone their skills. We want to
That's
hone their
true.
skills so that they are able to serve more, so that they'll be more confident because
Bairon.
yes, correct.
Kung-
We
kung-
sharpen them.
Kung kutsilyo pa, bairon. Kung lapis,
Yeah.
kung lapis pa, talhan ninyo.
Yes.
Right. So I think that's what's really interesting also, Mantoda, no, is that the school year more or less just started. We're like 2 months, 1 month in. So of course our schools have newly recruited members, and these members are actually like really fresh in terms of training. Some of them haven't even been trained yet.
Okay.
So the Congress is the REAVO Youth Congress, the first ever of its kind, is not something to pressure them. In fact, it's like you mentioned earlier, Jiggy, it's a really good event for networking. It's a good event to see people and to meet people who have the same values and purpose as you. So I think that rather than just sharpening the skills you already have through our very amazing keynote sessions with our members, with our speakers, you also get to have this opportunity to build camaraderie within the members as well. So these will be with the 6 different schools that REAVO, that we have REAVO in. And this will be at Sacred Heart School Ateneo de Cebu this upcoming October 11 to 12. And I would just like to take a quick moment to acknowledge the sponsors who made this event.
Go ahead.
Who's making this event possible. So thank you so much to Life and Health and to ProLife UK as well for being our major sponsors for this event. Also, thank you to ProDent, a dental clinic, for sponsoring this event. And, hopefully we can gain more sponsors soon as well. But for this event in particular, it's non-profit. So all the everything that we gain goes directly back to the event. And so for the people who are, the REAVO members who are still thinking about registering, go ahead and register.
Stop thinking and start doing.
Stop thinking, stop virtue signaling. Just do it.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly, man.
Yeah. And
Stop complaining about the corruption and actually do something about
there's
it, right?
no corruption in this one. Like it's gonna be a fun event for everyone,
Yeah.
As the Congress lead, as the Congress director for this, I have really high hopes for this pioneering event. I think it's something that a lot of us can learn from. Like even as juniors, we hope to learn from the speakers, we hope to have fun, and we hope to bond with one another.
One of the things that we talked about here in the show, and I think should be a kind of part of the conversation, is transparency, right? Radical transparency. And I think that's important to start it from the organizational level, right? From you guys, the juniors, right? So do you have anything that makes you transparent and becomes like a maybe part of the training as well, that it's okay to be transparent? Is that part of the whole REAVO training or whatever? Is there such a thing that you're doing that's akin to that, like a kind of radical transparency? I'm just curious.
It's not, we're not putting it out there.
Okay.
It's just there. You can sense it, you can feel it,
Okay.
because I think our members, our former our members, previously members,
Okay.
they are aware of everything that we're doing,
Okay.
whatever we're doing with the funds we have
Okay.
as an organization. They are aware of what we're using it for,
Okay.
because it's for their gain also,
Okay.
because it's for their trainings, for their supplementary trainings and
Mm.
everything. So that's one way of showing our transparency as an organization.
Right. And one thing that Mantoda mentioned, our funds.
Mm.
So in REAVO in particular, everything that we earn, like of course, money here in REAVO, it's mostly from donations,
Correct. Yeah.
honorarium. So the value of this money, of course, it's very important that we handle it with integrity.
Mm.
Because it's not ours. In fact, it
Correct, yeah.
comes from goodwill,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So it becomes even more important to handle it carefully.
Mm.
And so how we do it, of course, is checks and balances
Okay.
as well. So
That should be part of the training. I
Yeah,
think,
Yeah.
right?
in
It
every
should be-
organization.
that should be part of the training.
Yes.
Because
Yeah.
I think, like I said, we are trying to combat a behemoth here that is corruption, right?
That's true.
And like you said, like we talked about, and we all agree, it's cultural. And culture is like this thing that's like air.
Yeah.
It's like we breathe. It's all part. We're part of it.
Exactly.
So I think to be able to counter that, I think you need to train the kids. One of the
Yeah.
sorry for the term, the younger ones.
That's it.
A radical transparency, and I think that's important.
Yeah, that's very important, especially, if we're going to go and become future leaders.
Correct. Yeah.
It starts when we're young.
Yeah.
And in REAVO in particular, when I was the governor,
Mm.
how we like, prevented that from happening is, of course, I don't handle the money.
Mm.
We have a finance officer who took care of the money as well. And even in the Cebu chapter, it's the same structure. But I think structure is one thing. Following it is another. So even if we
Yeah.
have the structures right now of, the different legislative, executive, supposedly to have the checks and balances and to make sure that one doesn't get more powerful than the other, if it's not being followed properly, then I think that's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really about instilling the mindset
Yeah.
of integrity
Yeah.
as young as we are, especially in REAVO.
Especially young as you are,
Yeah.
right? That's because our brain supposedly when we're younger is more moldable,
Moldable, yes.
more malleable, right? Okay, we don't have any kind more habits of thinking, but because thinking is a habit. The way you look at the world is a kind of habit.
Yeah.
The older you become, the more entrenched those modes of thinking become. This is not to say that it's not changeable. You can still change that, but
It's gonna be harder.
It's just going to be
That's
harder.
true.
And older people will be. It's going to be difficult for them to admit that the way they've been looking at the world is all wrong, and that's difficult.
Yes.
It's difficult, and even you as a person will find it difficult to believe. What? The world is not flat. What? I've been thinking about it as flat from the very beginning, right?
Yeah,
Pero
yeah.
lisod kayo, right? It's kind of embarrassing too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important we train the younger ones as early as now.
Yeah.
So we'll live in a less corrupt world in the future, hopefully.
That's so true. Like John Keating once said, you just have to look at things from a different perspective
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah.
And I think that even as teenagers, we can be very stubborn and
Yeah.
hard-headed with our own personal views on
Yeah.
things,
Yeah.
especially as teenagers, no?
Yeah.
But I think that's why it's really important for us, especially the juniors out there listening, to join the Youth Congress, because this is an event where all the youth juniors of REAVO will gather. So then we get to look into different perspectives, but at the same time, we get to be reminded of our common goal of service
Yeah.
and to learn a lot from our seniors. Lack of better term, to learn a lot from the more experienced members as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
The wiser ones.
The wiser ones,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And I think it sounds very cliche, but it's really important for us to be eager to learn,
Yeah.
because once we lose that aspect of ourselves,
Then we get old. Then we get old.
then you get old. Like you
Yeah.
lose yourself in that too.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people who are still pursuing their studies,
Yeah.
even those who are a bit older
Yeah.
already.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like lifelong learning, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to die young at 100 years old.
Yeah.
I want to
Well, how
die
young?
100 years old.
That
yeah.
young. Huh?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I want, it's nice to die, and somebody said he had so much life. He had so much life,
That's
right?
so true.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to die like that, having so much life.
Right. And I
Being
think
a spitfire to the end, huh?
Yeah. Kicking and screaming to my grave. Yeah.
that fire in us, we should never let it go,
Yeah.
especially like the ones that we have when we're young. We should carry it till we're older. And I think that That's also something as juniors.
Yeah.
I think one thing that we're all afraid to admit is the fact that what if we lose passion for this one day?
Yeah.
Right? What if we lose passion for service?
And
one day?
wait. You will lose passion for it one day.
Yeah.
For sure, 100. I guarantee you.
Uh-huh.
Because passion is not something that's a constant. It waxes and
Mm-hmm.
it wanes. You have to prepare for that. And I think if you have a support group that reminds you why you're doing what you're doing, then you can hopefully get it back.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
believe you me, passion disappears. It really is a cycle. So
Yeah.
kung na kay mga people, because you don't lose passion simultaneously at the same time, right?
Yeah.
So it becomes like a support group.
That's true.
Right?
That's true. I think it's all about remembering why you started in the first place.
Yeah.
And like as one of the junior responders or as a junior member, I think
Yeah.
it's really something that scares you, especially when you're at the peak of your passion for
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Then you realize, oh crap, like I'm so passionate right now. What if I lose this someday?
Yeah. You will
Yeah.
lose it.
Yeah.
You
And
will
then
lose
you
it.
will lose it, but what matters is knowing how to get it back.
Yeah,
How to get it
and,
back.
and
Yeah,
it
exactly.
could be the beginning of losing it because once at your peak, there's no way but down, right? Because
Yes,
it's going to go
exactly.
down because it's going to get frustrating. You're not going to get things done. It's not going to be the way you want it to be, and so on and so forth, right? So you need a support group. Hey, that this is why you did it in the first place, and being a part of these
Yeah.
fire starters. Would be the perfect place to do that. So be a volunteer of REAVO Junior right now. Is this something that's open just for the Ateneo Sacred Heart School students, this youth congress, or how does it work if I'm not
Okay.
from any of the member schools? What should I do?
Okay, so this is actually open to, I like what we mentioned earlier, to all the schools
So,
that
okay.
are participating.
I'm not even a member yet.
So,
I'm from School X, and I want to be a part of the youth congress. How
Actually,
does it work?
we have Google Forms set up. Check out our REAVO Junior Responders Instagram page,
Okay.
REAVO_Juniors.
Okay.
We have a step-by-step process over there. You can read it there. And then we also have our Google Forms link just in
Okay.
case you want to sign up and be a part of our event this
Can you send
Yeah.
Can you send me the Google link also?
Sure,
so
I can go ahead
yeah,
and
yeah,
do that. But
yeah.
just to clarify, right? Because unfortunately, this event, the very first of its kind,
Okay.
of course,
that
is
came
only
from your brain. Okay.
it was a family effort, I'd say.
Okay.
It actually came from. It's actually just open
Okay.
to the REAVO Juniors.
Okay.
However, if you are someone who is not yet a REAVO member and you are very interested in the event, of course, all what you can do is contact the REAVO Juniors page, and we're actually thinking of opening this to people who are still interested in REAVO. So you may not participate in the event, however, you can observe, and we'll be treating you guys as guests during the Congress.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're really interested in REAVO, let us know. And then we may also forward you to the membership committee if ever you do want to pursue your.
Okay, when is this again?
October 11 to 12.
Okay, so this is a 2-day event, and
Yes.
then what do you expect in the first day and in the second day?
Okay.
Okay.
Very exciting. You want to talk about the program? Just a
Let's
hint
not
of it.
spoil it, but in the
Yeah.
first day we're going to have, the usual icebreakers and everything.
Oh, ice. Okay, I like
Yes.
ice.
We'll actually have 4 keynote
Yeah.
speakers on that
Oh.
day.
Speakers.
So we're really excited about that.
Who
We
are
also
the
have-
keynote speakers? Can you is
We-
that
yeah,
is it part of
sure.
the secret or no?
No, we can name
Okay.
two.
Okay, go
we
ahead.
can name two.
Okay.
Yeah, so our first keynote speaker is Mr. Francis Borromeo.
Okay.
We're hoping to have him. We haven't had
Oh.
confirmation yet. He's a very busy guy.
Okay.
But he is also the person who started the REAVO Youth.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So we believe that it's important for him to share his
Yeah,
insights and for us to
absolutely,
learn
yeah.
from him.
Yeah.
He started it all, so we're so willing to learn from him.
Yeah.
Another keynote speaker that we have is I don't know how to pronounce Miss Rayla Guego of Rafi. She has been one of the biggest supporters of REAVO, and we'd be so happy to hear her insights as well.
Okay.
So we'll have 4 keynote speakers.
And the other two are still top secrets
They're
because
top
of
Yes.
secret. Yeah.
security reasons, right?
Yes.
Because these people are very much in demand, and if they find out
Yeah.
on the last minute that they're on their way to REAVO, they might get pulled out, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
we wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
It's very hard planning the Congress already as it is.
So unsa man rasa siya magsugod sa first day and the second day, and then what should I bring? Like, is there like an entrance fee? Is there like a do I have to bring my Band-Aid or my I don't know what?
Right. So we do have a registration fee for
Okay.
the participants.
Okay.
You may check that out on REAVO_Juniors. That's our
Okay.
page.
Okay.
Or go to your respective governors who
Okay.
do have the registration link.
Okay.
So after the registration fee, which must be settled before the day itself.
Okay.
We also have the participant delegate kits in which we will distribute to the delegates. And then for you, what to bring, right? So in Ateneo, in the venue, we believe in Laudato Si, so it's care for also the environment. So everyone is encouraged to bring their own water bottles.
Okay.
No
Utensils.
single-use practice.
Okay.
No single-use plastics.
Okay.
Bring your utensils as well.
Okay.
And bring yourself, your sober self, and
Sober.
your ready-to-learn self.
Okay.
Just putting it out there.
So
Yeah.
this is a 2-day event, right?
Yeah.
So
It's a 2-day camping event, so you need to bring your tents too.
wait a minute, this is overnight.
It's
Yes.
overnight.
Oh
yes.
my God, really? So
Yes.
bring your own tents as well.
Yes,
Yes.
bring your own tents. We're really
Ooh.
excited for that
Wow.
because aside from being just REAVO members who are trained in emergency response, we also like to teach a bit of camping or like how to survive amidst the woods.
Survival
Yeah.
So
101.
that's what we're gonna try to teach during the
Oh.
Congress, and then of course a lot of REAVO members are also really talented, so we will have a talent show.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, a
Crazy.
mini
Of
talent
course.
show. And then on the next day, we will have our first ever REAVO Olympics.
Yes.
Whoa.
So,
So
it's
what are the games?
right. So actually, we're not planning that because apparently, it's the experienced members who
Seniors.
are planning that. Yeah, but how it will work is each school chapter will engage in friendly competition. We'll be put in simulation exercises, or we'll have these situations in which you have to react fast and like how would what would you do in this situation like that. And then the first school to win will be crowned as the pioneering champions.
Wow.
The first ever.
Sounds very
First
exciting.
ever.
I'm wondering when you're gonna have a program, because you're trained in all sorts of emergencies, right? Like for fire, for floods, and all of that stuff, first
Yeah.
aid. But how? When do you think you'll have a program on how to defeat an alien invasion?
Oh, that's something.
When is that? When is that going to be? What to do in an alien in the event of an alien invasion? Naka na siya. What do you think? Maybe you should tell Daddy
Should you
about it,
stop
right?
exposing me? It's supposed to be a secret.
Oh no, but I know your friends are coming over.
Damn it.
Oh.
Let me just.
Jaden the alien.
Yes.
Yeah. And she's gonna bring over all of her friends here and invade this country because we're no good.
Oh my God.
And they're gonna take over.
Oh, you know what? I'm kidding.
And you're gonna all be turned into REAVO volunteers. Every single one of you.
Oh no, what a really bad curse.
I think they need help.
Nobody is going to need help because everybody is a volunteer.
Damn it. What a bad society to live in, right?
So once again, why don't you invite them to go to your social media platforms, your whatever, your contact details. Go ahead.
Right, so everyone, to those who are interested once again in REAVO or in REAVO Juniors, you may find us on Facebook, REAVO Junior Responders, or on Instagram, REAVO_Juniors. And how about you, Mantoda? Do you want to share your personal, to those who find the very pretty girl next to me, where can we reach you?
You may reach us at the REAVO Juniors page. Just find us all there, and we'll see you
At the Youth Congress.
at the Youth Congress, because together we serve.
Together we save. Thank you so much, Jiggy and Raph, for helping us promote the Youth Congress.
So before I let you go, we have a
Good.
bunch of people to say hi to. REAVO
Right.
Junior Responders, always thankful to the young people who have the mindset to serve others together. We serve together, we save. Libby Coffee. Jiggy Epic Worldview, all about perspective. Libby Coffee. I'm not sure if you know this person.
Whoa,
We live
cooling.
every day. We only die once. Brian McNice says.
YOLO.
And camping with aliens. So cool. Yeah.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
you'll be camping with this alien.
Yeah, right across us, right?
Yeah.
What alien? I don't see
Jaden the alien. In her other life, in her other planet, she once was a singer.
Oh, right.
And she has a song. And it's so good to be true, but this is her. Thank
Oh
you.
my God.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Princess and Jaden.
Thank you, TMC.
Go REAVO Junior.
Woo! Mabuhay ang REAVO.
Together serve.
Together we save.